I know Director Dave this week. Life happens. Shit goes on.
It's on there. No, oh, yep, there it is.
Friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to this episode of Bets and Buds. We're the Buds helping you cash your bets. I am Jason Smoke the Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We're in the week 14. Is that week 14?
Yeah, week 14 because it's the last week of fantasy.
Last week of fantasy here. If you're doing your league right, this should be your last week of fantasy here for your regular season. I'm back in the playoffs. Going to be able to defend my title. Hope the other league, I'm fighting my way back in, but let's go and get this thing done, baby.
I'm sitting at 7-6 in both, but I feel good about both my teams, so I feel good.
All right. Brother, how'd you do last week? Record-wise.
Oh, I went, let's see, I went 10-6 on the spread, 11-5 on the over-under. Or no, I had a 9-7 on the spread, 11-5 on the over-under, and I went 10-6 on the money line.
Nice. All right, so I went 8-7-1 on the spread, 9-7 on the money line, 79 on my over/under, and 8-8 on my touchdown
on your touchdowns.
Scores.
You've been about that in that range.
Yeah, I've been about that 50% on the touchdown scores, man. So we just piece them all right together, like the right combinations. Yeah. That's pretty much how you go ahead and pop those parlays. So, all right, brothers, let's go ahead and dive in. Let's real quick. You got anything on the Blues here?
Yeah, they kick off a 3-game East Coast swing tonight. Boston, New Jersey, and I'm blanking on the other team. But they've got to string some wins together. And
quickly.
With the fiasco they had the other night, Bennington getting yanked, and then him and Montgomery telling each other how much they love each other on the bench. And then it turned into a big story the next day here in St. Louis. But Bennington's back in goal tonight, so you're going to roll with him.
You got to roll with him.
He's your main guy, without a doubt.
Especially because Hofer hasn't looked great either.
No.
So. And I mean, again, like we talked about earlier this season, I mean, it may be a combination of also the defense in front of him, too, as well. Unfortunately, not looking that solid.
Well, this is game 28 tonight, so you've officially made it through a third of your season, and they're the fourth worst team as far as points go in the NHL right now. They're closer to the bottom than they are the playoffs.
Yeah, it's been ugly. It's been very ugly.
They're just not getting timely scoring. Goaltenders aren't making the saves when they need to.
Not holding leads when they're getting leads.
They're blowing leads. The defense they can't score. I think they have 3 or 4 goals as a defense this year, or outside of Falk, outside of Justin Falk, because he has 5 by himself.
Yeah, it's been a rough time to be a St. Louis sports fan right now.
It has.
Between the Cardinals and the Blues, it's been probably one of the rougher times I can remember being
Cardinals,
a St. Louis sports
Blues, St. Louis City. I know probably not a whole lot of soccer fans around here, but
there's plenty of soccer fans.
Watching us.
Yeah.
Because the St. Louis City had that great first season.
Right.
Like the best expansion season of all time.
Right.
And then year number 2, they just total
came back down.
Of
water met its level and just got back down to what we got in front of us here now. So, all right. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into college football. We got our championship weekend here.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the playoff picture going on this week. I mean, right now it looks like outside, like Notre Dame Fighting Irish might be on the outside looking in.
It could be depending on how things shake
up this week. Because the big games, conference championship wise, you got Alabama versus Georgia. You got Ohio State versus Indiana. Yep. Indiana's first appearance there. They're going for their first undefeated season, so you got a 1-2 matchup there in that Big Ten championship game.
It doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, it really doesn't matter what happens in that game. Both of those teams, regardless, the loser still should make the college football.
The loser
playoffs.
Still should make the playoffs. The thing is that it'll depend on who has the bye.
Right.
Which, as we saw last year, probably wasn't a good thing. I mean, it really was, and that's what the college football needs to fix all the way around. Is that those delays in the season? Like, honestly, in my opinion, they play these conference championship games. Then the next week, let's start the playoffs.
Yeah, start the playoffs.
As opposed to get that way.
Waiting 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
Then you don't deal with this issue that you had with Ole Miss LSU situation with Lane Kiffin. Because then if you can keep things on schedule at that point, because like every other division starts right away. I mean, every other division they can be done.
Why are you having a national signing? This is my question. Why are you having National Signing Day before the season's even over?
Because it's always been that way.
Even when I signed coming
out of high school, it always has been that way. I mean, it really is. I mean, because because it goes from early December to end of, I think at the end of this week. It's like most of the people,
and most of them signed right.
Most of them have signed already. It's kind of been an early. I mean, like this is kind of like early stretch right here. But I mean, typically by this point, everybody's just about done at this stage as far as
because the portal doesn't open until sometime in January.
And that's been the big issue of what the schools are kind of pushing for is to get their portal done. Because I mean, you can look at Penn State right now. Penn State still doesn't have a coach.
Right.
Their recruiting class was actually ranked at like 160th right now because everybody has decommitted from Penn State.
No, we're not going there.
Yeah, I mean, because they have no coaching, like, projected future whatsoever. So, I mean, it's really – college football's got a lot to fix going into this. They really had no plan going forward into this as far as when they got the NIL initiated and then how they're kind of moving and operating as an organization. They really need to kind of have the collective body that comes in and really organizes what's going on. As far as if you're going to operate like a professional league, you got to have professional league rules in like the NFL does.
Okay.
All right, so then, of course, we got BYU and Texas Tech.
They might as well just call it minor league football.
I mean, it always has been. It always has been. Now the guys are getting paid, so officially, yes, it is minor league football, pretty much. So you got BYU and Texas Tech. That's the last one. That's going to be the big one. That's kind of indicator as far as if BYU wins, then you might as well count Notre Dame out.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
It's going to be probably a matchup between them because it's a head-to-head matchup between Notre Dame and Miami that they had early in the season, way back in August. It's going to be the indicator on who's going to get in and who's not. So, we'll see what happens here in this wild freaking west of college football. It's crazy.
And you've got Mississippi or Ole Miss that's going to be in the playoffs with a, interim coach and
with the interim coach, and I mean, you got their coach going down to LSU, and which we understand the move with Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, no, I don't hold any animosity against him for that.
I mean, the only people that will be people that are from Ole Miss because Lane Kiffin. I mean, he has to make this move. He really does. I mean, you got like all your top recruits are going to come falling out of trees for LSU. I mean, Ole Miss, you have to fight and search and scrap and get people from the transfer portal to go to Ole Miss. LSU, you got these kids that are begging and screaming to go play at that school. So I mean, good move on him. Hopefully it works out for him a lot better than it did when he left Tennessee to go to USC.
Yeah, go to USC.
So we'll see you go from there. All right, so let's dive into this NFL slate this week.
Let's do it.
All right, so we got a huge game tonight.
Yeah, this is a big game.
This is playoff indications tonight here. So this will be after, pretty much by the time of this post, this will be after this game is over with already. But we're going to cover this anyway. So we got the Cowboys at the Lions here. Who do you like in this one, Bobby?
I think Dallas is rolling right now.
Yes, I do
too. Fighting for their season. I actually think they go. And Detroit, they're just a mirage of injuries right now.
Big injuries. I mean,
their offensive line's decimated.
Frank Ragnow tried to come back. He failed his physical.
With a torn from the bone hamstring or a torn hamstring. That's crazy.
Yep.
It's I'm going to come play professional football.
Right, exactly. But, I mean, he was trying to see if he can come help the boys kind of right the ship,
Amon-Ra St. Brown's probably not going to play tonight. So
Penei Sewell is questionable, too, as well.
Penei Sewell is questionable. They just stuck their cornerback on the IR for the season.
Terry Arnold. Yep. Yes, I mean, it's going to be a rough sledding for them.
I think, and Dallas is playing good football right now.
They are.
So I think Dallas goes into Detroit, wins this game. Give me the over 55.5 because it's going to have to be a shootout. Unless that Dallas defense really steps up. But Detroit's just, they're too potent on offense to be shut down.
They are, but they haven't been as much as they have been.
They have not
lately. So this spread actually jumped up to 3.5 before we started shooting.
Yeah, I got 3.5.
Yeah, so for me, I like the Cowboys to cover the 3.5 points. I think that was to kind of avoid the push action right there. And then the Cowboys obviously to win. I like the under.
You like the under in this one?
So you have 54.5.
I got 55.
55.5. I think mine got bumped up to 55.5 too as well. But I like the under on this one. Okay. I think it's going to be a little bit not as potent of offense because Detroit really has kind of been disappointing. And Dallas' defense has really improved a lot.
That is true.
All right. And then give me George Pickens is my anytime touchdown scorer for this game here. All right. Next up, we got the Dolphins and the Jets. So this is going to be kind of one of those poo-poo games for the week.
This is a poo-poo game, but this shows, can the Jets build off the momentum that they've obviously they won, 3 out of the last 4.
Yeah.
So maybe with Tyrod Taylor back there, they just needed that steady presence.
Maybe. But the Dolphins have been playing solid football.
The Dolphins have been playing solid, but this one is in New Jersey, and it's going to be cold.
Yeah, it's going to be cold.
And Tua is 0 for everything, under 40 degrees.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a tough one here, but I still like the Dolphins to win this game.
Really? You like Dolphins to go up there and win that one,
Yeah, I like them to go up there and win this game, only because the Jets have been so lowly of an organization. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets do pull this one off. But I like the Dolphins to go in and win this one. They seem like they've showed a little bit of fight for Mike McDaniel. And I kind of like that as an encouraging sign.
They've ripped off some wins now.
Yes, they've won pretty much like 4 of their last 5.
4 of their last 5.
Yeah, so I like the under at 41.5 on this one.
I like the under, but give me the Jets on the. I'll take the 2.5 and the win at home.
You got it down to 2.5. See, I still got them at 3. Yeah, I still got him at 3. And they give me Darren Waller as my anytime touchdown.
All right, yeah, he comes off the injured list.
Yeah, he came off last week, actually.
He came off
last week. So, I like Darren Waller to find his way back in the end zone here for this week.
All right.
So next up we got the Seahawks and the Falcons. Seahawks have been looking like a tough world beater this season here.
They have. I mean, outside of that game to the Rams that they were in, outside of that first quarter where they just got smoked and jumped out 14-0.
Right.
They won that game the rest of the way out.
Yeah, absolutely.
This defense, even though, I mean, it's not getting talked up there with like the Texans or even the Rams defenses. This is a legit top 5 defense.
Oh yes, their defense. I got them on my fantasy teams, and they've been carrying the load all season.
So yeah, I like Seattle to cover that 7 points. I mean, you got Kirk Cousins starting again.
Yeah,
you don't know which Atlanta team's going to actually show up. But give me the under 44.5 because I think Seattle can shut Atlanta down, and Atlanta's defense isn't terrible.
No.
So. I think they can hold Seattle in check. Give me the under 44.5, but Seattle to win on the road.
You know what? I'm with you on that 100% across the board. Outside the fact that I like the over out there, I can find I can find a way of them sneaking up and getting 45 points out of this.
Yeah,
game.
I mean,
another 24-21.
24-21.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I can see that easily being a play in this. And they give me Jackson Smith and Jigman. It's been a game or so since he got in the end zone.
He has the last 2 games he hasn't been in the end zone.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna find his way in the end zone in this game here.
I like it. He's on my fantasy team, so.
Yeah, all right. So the next up, we got the Saints and the Buccaneers. Saints tried to come back and put up a little bit of a fight at the end of last week's game there against the Dolphins.
Right.
Buccaneers got a good win last week against the Cardinals, so they pulled that one out there. Who do you like in this one, Bobby?
I like Tampa Bay to hold serve at home in this one. New Orleans has been scrappy all year. They haven't won but 2 games, but they've been scrappy, and they fight. This team does fight. So I will take the 8.5 points for New Orleans. Give me the under 41.5. And Tampa to win.
Okay, so I had it at 42.5. I like that everything about that. As far as I like the Saints to cover at 8.5. I like the Tampa Bay to win, but I like the over at 42.5.
Okay, you like the over there.
Yeah, 42.5 is what I got for that one there. And then give me Chris Godwin to find his way in the end zone. He looked good last week, getting his legs back underneath him.
I was able to pick him up off the fantasy ladder too.
All right. So next up, we got the Commanders and the Vikings. This is going to be kind of interesting game coming up here this week because. I mean, who the Vikings starting at quarterback?
Oh, it's got to be McCarthy. You can't put Brosmer back out there.
That was bad, man.
For as bad as McCarthy has been, Brosmer looked even worse.
He looked horrible. I mean, that underhand interception. That was some Carson Wentz action right there that we saw right there. I mean, and for a rookie that has
desperation.
As an undrafted rookie, you just can't do that. So, I mean, you got to put McCarthy back in the game. I like the Commanders winning this game, going into Minnesota, covering the 1.5 as dogs, and I like the under at 41.5 just because I don't see I just don't see the offense.
Either one of these teams doing very well. So, and that Minnesota defense they'll keep them in the game.
Yeah, so the defense will keep them in the game. I just don't see either one of these offenses doing anything explosive wise. And then give me Chris Rodriguez Jr. as my anytime touchdown scorer.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of touches.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of touches. I dropped Jacoby Krosky-Merritt and picked him up honestly because I was like, you know what, I might need a backup running back come playoff time. Who knows what's going to happen? So let's see what happens. So let's give it a go. All right, next up we got the Colts and the Jaguars here. This is going to be an interesting matchup here. This is an interesting matchup
because of Houston playing Kansas City on Sunday night.
Yes.
Whoever probably wins this Indianapolis-Jacksonville game, and I know we still got a lot of division games coming up down the stretch, but this definitely puts you in the driver's seat.
And the Colts got to win this game, honestly, because they have a hell of a slate. I mean, an absolute hell of a slate to finish the season.
Tough.
Because after this game, they've got the Seahawks and they got the 49ers. Then they go back to Jacksonville. Jacksonville comes in Indy then. And then they finish up with the Texans.
With the Texans.
Their slate's going to be loaded to finish the season out here. With that being said, the Colts have had no luck. If Daniel Jones was healthy, and now, so I heard some news today that some of his buddies from Duke came up with the leg brace that's supposed to help support his leg for that fractured fibula. Yeah, like some 3D printed leg brace that they came out with to come in and support him out. So I mean, if he can get some type of lateral movement, because that's really what has hurt Jonathan Taylor big time, because they have no threat of the RPO anymore of Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they're just stacking the box.
So everybody's stacking the box, and they know that okay, Daniel Jones isn't going to go anywhere. So I'm going to go stop Jonathan Taylor. And what's been shown is that anytime Jonathan Taylor doesn't rush for over 90 yards. yards. The Colts are 2-4 this season. When he rushes over 90 yards, they're 6-0.
Okay.
So I mean, for me. They got to get Daniel Jones going, but I mean, if he doesn't have that 3D brace doesn't come through for him where he can get back on that RPO action, I like the Jaguars to win this game as 1.5 point dogs at home. And then give me the under at 47.5.
All right, we are total opposites on this one. I say give me the over. Indianapolis covers that 1.5 points. This is surprising too that they're still the favorite in this one.
Yeah, I know.
On the road.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
And Indy to win this one, so we'll be in disagreement on this one.
All right, and then give me Jacoby Myers as the anytime touchdown scorer in this one. He's looked good down there with Trevor Lawrence.
He really has.
Yeah, the Vegas getting rid of him. I mean. I know he wanted out. I mean, it was a lose-lose situation all the way around in that organization. So good on him. I think I like him getting in the end zone.
Yeah, I looked for him on the waiver wire. Somebody already got him.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, anybody who had a worse record than you. I mean, that's pretty much how that goes.
Somebody already got him.
All right, next up we got a division game here. Another division game. We got the Steelers at the Ravens. Who do you like in this one, Bobby?
See, this was an interesting, man. As far because Pittsburgh looked terrible last week, and it's not like Buffalo's defense is world killers.
No.
But Baltimore's defense isn't world killers either right now. But that being said, Rodgers still nursing that left hand injury. We know if Mason Rudolph's in there, that they just have no chance of winning this game. Give me Baltimore to win at home. I like the over 42.5. But Pittsburgh, I'll take the 5.5 points because I feel this division game is going to stay close.
And you say you like the over too as well?
Yep, I like the over.
All right, so we're in total agreement on this one. Pittsburgh really hasn't given me a lot of confidence in their defense at all. As far as like, there's just been no fight, nothing I've been here accustomed to seeing out of Pittsburgh. You got them booing fucking sticks in the fourth quarter, the Renegade. I mean, like I think that's one of the first times that's ever happened. Fire Mike Tomlin chants going on. So luckily for them, it's in Baltimore here, so maybe they can get some road dog action for them. So I like the Steelers to cover this one, but I think the Ravens will pull this one off. And I like Derrick Henry as anytime touchdown scorer here, just because he won't be in any of my prop bets, but just the fact that they haven't been able to stop the run for sure.
No, they haven't. Well, and their usage of him last week was just weird.
Well.
He only had a 40% snap share last week.
You know what? This isn't even about Derrick Henry more than what it's about last week to what happened with James Cook. And they ran the same running play 26 times.
No kidding.
26 times and rushed for over 200 yards against the Steelers, against a Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So for me, that's where I got Derrick Henry's anytime touchdown score there.
I like it.
All right, so next up this is probably one of the worst games of the season. It's going to be coming up here, and this is Titans at the Browns. Titans at the Browns is probably going to be the most lackluster football game of all time. The over-under is 33.5.
Yeah, it was 33.5, and I'm going under.
Yeah. You know what? I'm taking the over because I'm seeing a defensive touchdown, something sloppy happening, maybe like a defensive touchdown, special teams touchdown of some kind. That's that's such a low point total there.
Well, the Cleveland's game last week was only 36.5, and this is 3 points lower.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, exactly. So, like right now, Shedeur hasn't really shown anything that promising now. I did see that they did activate Deshaun Watson available to start practicing again.
Really?
Yes, they did. Actually, 2 days ago they basically activated Deshaun Watson.
They did that one quietly, didn't they?
They. I mean, I was listening to NFL Network and they announced it there. So it hasn't been on a lot of big publications, but
I hadn't seen that one.
They got to figure out something.
Yeah, because it's definitely not. I don't think it's any of those guys.
No, I don't think it's any of these guys right now. So they got to kind of do evaluation going forward in the draft this season coming up.
Well, with that being said, I think this Cleveland's defense is gonna like Myles Garrett's probably gonna set the sack record this weekend with 3 games to go.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't see him getting any less than 3 sacks in this game. I would be shocked if he didn't get at least 2 sacks in this game here. He's already sitting at 18.5 for the season. 3.5 point favorites at home for Cleveland. I like Cleveland to cover that, win the game. I like the over at 33.5. I know you said you like the under.
I like the under in this one.
All right, then give me Quinshawn Judkins as my anytime touchdown scorer there. I think he's going to find his way in the end zone this week. All right, next up we got the Bengals at the Bills. This is a huge game right here because the Bengals still have an outside chance to find their way back in. With as bad as Baltimore and Pittsburgh have looked so far, Joey Burrow coming back and really lighting it up.
He's 3-0. So.
Yeah, him coming back and lighting it up. The Bills have not been any world beaters on defense.
No, whatsoever. They haven't.
Who do you like in this one, Bobby?
I like the Bills to win this one at home. I have no sound reasoning for it. Because I would love to say Buffalo's just that much better than Cincinnati, but with Joe Burrow at quarterback, they're pretty much essentially the same team without, the Josh Allen moving factor.
And the Bengals looked good last week on defense. They looked much better than what they've looked all season. Very similar to how the Cowboys kind of had a turnaround on defense-wise. So, for me, I like the Bengals actually to cover the spread and get the win in this one here.
Okay.
And I like the over at 52.5 because I can see there being very little defense being played in this game of any significance whatsoever. See if T. Higgins is cleared that concussion protocol and gets back on the field there. I think if T. Higgins comes back on and plays this week, I like the Bengals all the way because
the Bills signed Darius Slay yesterday.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
They obviously need help on that back end.
Yeah, they need help on that back end, but Darius Slay, at this point he's on his last leg.
Yeah, he's on his last leg for sure.
This is his swan song.
I agree. I will take the 5.5 points that the Bengals are getting. I like the over as well, but give me the Buffalo win.
All right, then Jamar Chase is my anytime touchdown scorer in this one here. I think he's going to find his way in the end zone. I don't think there's any way he's not going to.
Yeah, I think that's an easy one.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way he's not going to. All right, so the next up we got the Broncos at the Raiders. The first place Broncos in the AFC West. The only team they're behind right now in the AFC is the New England Patriots.
And the
Patriots are rolling. They're on a bye this week.
They're going to come back healthy with 3 weeks to go or 4 weeks to go, and just. I don't think they dropped the number 1 seed myself.
I don't either. But I do think the Broncos do kind of slide up and get be the other 11-win team here coming up. I like the Broncos to cover the 7.5 points against the Raiders because the Raiders have shown no life at all. That team is pretty much dead man walking. And then I like obviously them to win. And give me the under at 40.5 just because of the fact that I think the Broncos haven't put a lot of points this season.
No, that offense can struggle at times.
Yeah, they can struggle, and I think overall the Raiders aren't going to be able to do much against that defense. So I like that under at 40.5.
All right, we're in agreement on that one.
All right, and then give me Evan Ingram as my anytime touchdown scorer. I like him finding his way in the end zone this week. And what a hell of a catch! I
would have to go with Bowers again because he is basically that Raiders offense.
Oh yeah, what a hell of a catch last week and that touchdown.
That
was insane. That was absolutely insane. All right, so the next up we got another division rivalry game here. This is the Bears at the Packers. It's going to be a huge game here.
Oh, this is the one. This is the one that gave me the most trouble today because I was like, man, the Bears are rolling right now, but all of them have been pretty much one-score games. Mm-hmm. It's got to run out eventually, right?
The problem is for me with the Bears, and here's the issue. Just do a quick analyzation of their team right now. They're leading the league with 26 turnovers. You can't live off of those turnovers, number one.
Right.
The other issue that they have right now is Caleb Williams has had some big plays. He's had some big touchdowns. And if you watch just Red Zone, and just Red Zone alone, you say, well, Caleb Williams is having a nice season. But when you go and you look at the numbers, he's only completing 58% of his passes right now. There's a lot of simple movements in that off. Simple passes, simple completions, simple out routes, comebacks that he's not completing right now. That really doesn't give me a lot of confidence against the Packers defense in Green Bay right now, who knows that they need to win this game to take over first place in the division. I like the Bears to cover that 6.5 points.
The cover.
But I like the Packers to pull off the win, and I like the under at 44.5.
Okay, I like the over in this one.
You like the over?
Yeah. But we're in agreement on the others.
And then give me Christian Watson as my anytime touchdown scorer. I think he's going to find his way in the end zone there. All right. So next up we got the Rams and the Cardinals. So the Rams obviously have been kind of world beaters outside of that loss against the Panthers last week, who I said at the beginning of the season, my sneaky cover team. And the Panthers are sitting at 7-5 right now. They're going to be on their bye right now this week.
Well, even as bad as the Rams did play last week, because there's no doubt about it, they played bad to lose to the Carolina team, especially in the fourth quarter on that play.
Pick six is what beat them.
The pick six is what got them. I think the Rams are pissed off. But with that being said, I will take the 8.5 points from Arizona. Arizona's putting up a fight each week. They just find a way to shoot themselves.
They find a way to lose. Just as they do with the Cardinals.
Their special teams has really been atrocious this year. But yeah, give me the 8.5 points. I like the under 47.5 and Rams to win.
All right, I have 48.5, so I like the over on that one. I like the Rams to win, and so we're in total agreement everywhere else. And I can't even go against it anymore. Give me Devontae Adams.
You just got to go Devontae.
When they get down inside the 3-yard line,
it's
going to him. He's going to get it. There's nobody can cover him and guard him and stop him. So give me Devontae Adams as the anytime touchdown scorer. All right, so next up we got the Sunday night game. The Texans at the Chiefs. It's going to be a huge one with huge playoff implications. I think pretty much the loser of this game is going to pretty much eliminate themselves in the playoff.
So, well, maybe not Houston because they will have.
They still have an outside chance to win the division.
But if Kansas City does not win this game, their season's over.
Yes, I think their season is over. So with that being said, I like the Texans to win this. I see a late field goal by Harrison Butker to win the game. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game to kind of stay alive. And then I like the over at 41.5. The Texans defense is unbelievable. Chiefs have a decent, solid defense too as well. But I feel like they're going to score just enough points just to pull this one off.
Yeah, I could see I have Kansas City winning this game. I like the under 41.5 just because both of these defense can get after it a little bit. And Houston's offense isn't that great.
No, it's not that great. But C.J. Stroud looked like little traces of old C.J. Stroud.
And I will take the 3.5 points for Houston. I think this is a close one.
Yeah, and then give me Travis Kelce's my anytime touchdown score for this one here.
I don't know. Rasheed Rice has almost got to be the play in that one.
He is. He's a tough one to go. But my thing is those corners, man. I mean, you got what's his Kwame Lassiter? He's tough, and then you got Derek Stingley Jr. on the outside. So I mean, those corners on the outside are tough. Okay. So I can see them finding a way to getting in the red zone and just finding that Patrick Mahomes Kelsey match. Got them finding their way in the end zone there.
I like it.
All right. So then we got our Monday night to wrap up the week here. We got these desperate Eagles here right now who are desperate to kind of hold off the Cowboys right now. So yes. I think if the Cowboys win this game here, the Eagles are going to feel a lot of pressure going to this game in Los Angeles against the Chargers. Who do you like in this, Bobby?
With that being said, the Chargers are still banged up on that offensive line. There's just no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. Herbert's questionable, even though he probably is going to play with that broken left hand or the hand he just had surgery on. But, I mean, does that cause him to have a couple of fumbles during the game?
Handoff issues.
Handoff issues. And Philadelphia's got to have this game to get right.
Right.
So give me Philadelphia to win. I like the over 41.5, but I will take the 2.5 for the Chargers. I think if Philadelphia does win, it's field goal.
Field goal. All right. Well, so for me, I like the Eagles to go ahead and cover that 2.5, get the win. And I like the under at 41.5.
Okay.
So that's what I'm leaning there. So we're in agreement as far as who's going to win the game. I just like the Eagles to cover that 2.5 because it's a 2 and a hook. And then that under 41.5, I just see it being an ugly game offensively.
It could be. It really could be.
Just because the Eagles their defense is strong enough, should be strong enough to match up right now because, I mean, their running game, Kamari Vidal is not really an explosive back to make big plays.
This is my conundrum because Herbert's my starting quarterback this week. So I don't need the win to get into the playoffs, but damn, I mean.
It'd make you a lot more comfortable.
I'd rather have the 5th or 6th seed than that 8th seed.
Right. All right, so that wraps up the slate for Week 14. So who do you got any parlay picks for us?
Yes, I got tonight's game. Shit, where did it go? There it is. All right, I like Goff and Prescott to both get 2+ passing touchdowns, and Lamb and Pickens to both go over 60 yards. With a 100% profit boost that they're offering tonight, that's going off at 440.
Nice. All right, so for me, I got George Pickens anytime touchdown score. CeeDee Lamb over 82.5 yards receiving. David Montgomery over 36.5 yards rushing. That was at plus 769, but I have a 50% profit boost that I got, pushing up to plus 1154.
Nice.
Plus 1154. Then I got another one I threw out. I actually had 2 others going on this game. All right, so I also have Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown score. CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown score. And then Javonte Williams over 65.5 yards rushing. Pickens over 82.5 yards receiving. And Dak Prescott to throw 2 touchdown passes at plus 1353.
Ooh, yeah.
Plus 1353. So good juice there on that one. And then my last one was my long shot, just because it was a free bet that I have at $25. I had Jameson Williams because we don't know if Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to be playing here. So I got a 2-touchdown game from Jameson Williams and a 2-touchdown game from CeeDee Lamb. So I did a double dip on that one. That was at plus 6,549 on that one right there. So a $25 free bet will win me about $1,600. So that's kind of where I was on that one right there. All right, brother. So make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. We had no Director Dave this week. Life happens. Shit goes on.
It does.
Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. Add to the comment section. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.